ProWrestlingSheet.com.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Collider Body Slam SmackDown Live Recap. I am John Rocha, as always, hosting the show, joined by my man wearing an All Elite Wrestling shirt, already marking out for this. They haven't wrestled 1 second officially, and it's already marking out for this organization. I love it. Ryan Satin, how are you, brother?
Well, I feel like, I buy WWE shirts all the time, so I figured it wasn't really any different. And like I said, I'm excited for it. I want to see what they do. So,
is this the only official merchandise available right now?
They got a bunch. They've got like a hoodie kind of thing, like a jacket kind of thing. They've got like Bucks merch, that's All Elite Wrestling merch. Cody merch, that's All Elite Wrestling merch. I wanted the Cody shirt that says "Won't Back Down." Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Tom Petty reference too, and so right, it's Tom Petty, right?
Yes, Tom Petty.
Yeah, and so
I'm a
youngin' still a little bit, kind of a youngin'.
Okay. That's enough.
But definitely not in the Tom Petty age range.
Okay.
But I'll be honest. It was a tweet from Pro Wrestling Tees that really tipped me over. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to buy a shirt yet.
Right.
But I was like, well, I mean, because I was thinking about. It's not like they need the money. The guy's a billionaire. It's not like they need to sell the. They need to sell the shirts, obviously, but it's not like in my I need to help them build the company. They've got the money to do that. Still, obviously, selling merch will help and stuff. But it was a tweet from Pro Wrestling Tees. They said, "Wouldn't you like to say that you bought a WWF shirt the first day it was announced?" And I was like, that's a good point. I would like to tell my grandkids, like, if, let's say, All Elite Wrestling were to last, it would be kind of cool to say, like, I was a supporter on day one.
Wow, that's a marketing. That's smart marketing.
I bought the shirt.
Yeah.
And then I emailed the guy at Pro Wrestling Tees, Bryan, and I said, that was a great tweet.
Yeah.
I was that's such good marketing. And he wrote me back and he was like, guess I know what I'm doing, don't I? Or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that was a great marketing tool because I instantly went and bought it. I was like, good point, Pro Wrestling Tees.
Hey, Ryan, hook me up. I love it, too. All right.
Also,
send me a discount. Come on. At The Rocha Says. DM me. Come on, Ryan. I'm down.
Also, for those of you who maybe don't follow all the Collider brands, we're recording this a little bit earlier than normal.
There's a lot of heat in here. That just came out of Collider Live. We're recording right in the midst of all the heat.
I should take my jacket off because it's so hot in this room from all the heat that went down. They ended early.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Hectic.
It got crazy. And I wanted to come out of Heroes because Christian's like saying, he's been saying to me recently, like, if you want to come on Collider Live, man, just come tell me. I mean, you want to come on. And I'm like, well, I produced these shows at around the same time. He's like, well, look, there's a extra half an hour. Once you come out, just come jump in. And I heard all that. I'm like, man, I'm not jumping into this.
I heard all the commotion and Makuga yelling outside in the office and unhappy, and I was like, well, I am going to be tuning into Collider Live right now. So I went and rewinded a little bit and then caught myself up. But I recommend you guys go check it out. Yeah. It got hectic in here.
Yeah, I got crazy. Roxy and Josh going at each other. Sheridan trying to do his best to be funny. That's crazy.
Go give some support to Roxy since garbage people, all the garbage people out there that Josh Makuga dissed. Make sure you guys let Roxy know that you're on her team here, not the other team.
Give her some love. There you go.
But let's get into SmackDown.
Yeah, let's get into it. We can't, though. You've got to leave. You're wearing an All Elite Wrestling shirt. This is a WWE show. You can't be wearing that shirt in here. We start off, though, with Becky Lynch coming out of the limo, being confronted there. What's that name of that woman who was interviewing her? I was forgetting.
I think it was Charlie. Wasn't it Charlie?
No, I think it was Charlie.
Was it Dasha?
I think it was Dasha.
Okay.
So Dasha comes out and asks her, what her response is about Asuka, and you wanted to fight Asuka. Now what do you have to say? She's going to, I'm doing my talking in the ring. Then throws her keys at Dasha.
And Dasha missed it.
Didn't even catch it. And then she goes, nice catch. Which is the take they kept, because Becky, they shoot multiple takes of that. Becky had a nice smile on her face and walked on, and then you see Otis and New Day and his partner there. They're mixing up stuff in a blender, tuna, pancakes, eggs, with Michelle still on them. And then they move away the camera, so they must have replaced whatever was there. And then Otis drinks a little bit of it. He offers it to the New Day guys. They say no, but then Becky walks up, takes it, sips it, just as Xavier Woods rips off his jacket to show the man underneath to promote, because that's what they do there. And then everyone is like blown away by Becky doing that, and she walks off.
First of all,
great stuff.
Yeah, great. I loved the key throw of just the cockiness of Becky just thinking like this person putting the microphone in her face is a valet. Love it. So funny. Such a good cocky move. Just hey, park it wherever,
Right?
And then
if we love you enough, you'll get away with heel behavior as a face heel slash heel. You'll get away with it. The Rock would have done something like that.
Absolutely.
The Rock kicked the coach in the butt when he was doing a dance. So,
I didn't think about it, but that was such a Rock-like move.
It's totally a Rock move.
Just like tossing his keys to the interviewer, like, move my car.
That's not an Austin move. That's a Rock move.
That was a Rock move. I didn't really think about it. That's definitely more of a Rock-like move.
Yeah.
I love the way they're using heavy machinery. I already said it on Raw, but this was another way.
This was better than Raw.
Both good,
for
in my
me,
opinion.
it all worked.
Yeah. But I liked. I think you and I both. I'm pretty sure you and I. If not, it was on Wrestling Sheet Radio. But I know it was discussed somewhere in this Wrestling Sheet Radio world that Vince was going to fall in love with Otis when he saw him too. When he really got his hands on Otis, that he was going to fall in love with him. And I feel like that's very evident so far that of the way he's used him in not just kind of like standing around in the back, but he's actually having him do funny things. Like you could tell he finds them entertaining.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the heavy machinery is already being used well. I don't care. Like, ooh, comedy. I think they're great. Like you said, the thing with the man was so well timed with the shirt from Xavier Woods. And I also liked Big E kind of just standing there with his nipples out, kind of just like rubbing his belly while it was all going on. So all around, great opening to the show.
Yeah, agreed. And then we follow Becky into the ring. People are chanting. She's talking about how Asuka shouldn't be talking about if Becky's ready for her because Charlotte beat her in WrestleMania, and Becky's been beating Charlotte all over the world for the last 5 months. Says that she probably needs to be ready for her. And then Asuka comes out, and it's a back and forth between them. And Asuka says she's going to, win this whole thing and embarrass her at Royal Rumble. And she said what did she said? You won't be in Charlotte's shadow, you'll be in my shadow. Yeah. And it was like, oh,
that was badass.
That was a great comeback. Yeah, absolutely.
And I also think that, one of the things I like, not only is Becky killing it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But one of the things I like is that she's elevating everyone around her.
Yep.
She really is.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Once someone shows up, like the Outlaw, people have to step up to match what's happening, and that's what's happening. Becky stepped up, is showing people where to go, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I got to elevate my game. I got to
elevate, yeah.
I got to ride, or I'm gonna get rolled over."
Yes,
that's how it works.
Because look at Charlotte wasn't even on the show last night.
Nope,
there was not even a mention.
You didn't even miss.
Well, there was that one quick
there was a
mention,
yeah.
But really, she wasn't there, and so. But when she was there, she was definitely elevated to Becky's level. They were on the same level, and I think Asuka. Even though she's the champion right now, that segment really brought her up in my eyes. At least I was like, "Oh man, she showed it. She had some fire there. That line was well scripted for or whatever." But I really enjoyed what she said there, and to be honest with you, it made you forget about some of the stuff that she's had. Kind of was like a little lackluster, and she was kind of on the side. And it made you remember that she's a badass. Yep. And so I really liked. I liked this promo because I felt like it made Asuka seem even more badass than she had seemed recently. Yeah. Becky was still entertaining as Becky, and even the Iconics they got some rubski over here from it.
They got a rub. Yeah, the Iconics come out and interrupt them, do their bit and do their thing, and then they come out and get challenged, and Becky destroys Peyton Royce. Asuka destroys Billie Kay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was what it was. It wasn't supposed to be like they were supposed to destroy them. It's not like they were trying to put on like some epic match.
So don't try to push the Iconics on me and then put them in squash matches. Essentially,
people
squash
can be
matches.
talented in being squash matches.
A minute and a half. How am I supposed to take you seriously?
Do you not think Kurt Hawkins is talented? No, really. Do you not think you can say it? You don't think he's talented?
It's not that I don't think he's talented.
Because that's a talent to be able to lose and
so
make
you're saying, and you don't remember this probably.
Okay.
But the guy who used to pat himself from the '80s, Barry
Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz, was he talented? Was the Brooklyn Brawler talented?
You don't think the Brooklyn Brawler was talented? The Brooklyn Brawler.
This has to be the one you clip out. The Brooklyn Brawler discussion in 2019.
The Brooklyn Brawler was in WWE for like 4 decades.
He was.
There's a reason he was in the WWE for 4 decades.
Yeah,
and a quick character.
A jobber.
So what? Jobbers are still good wrestlers.
I guess.
Most jobbers are actually really good wrestlers, and they're there because they can put people over and make it look good.
Yeah, but most
you can't say that Bo Dallas and
no, but Bo's won game. Bo's won matches.
But they're still there to largely put over talent. Heath Slater is there largely to put over talent. You wouldn't say Heath Slater's not talented.
I wouldn't, but Heath gets the victory. Oh, well, okay, all right, fair.
Okay, cool. Kurt Hawkins, you went to say that and you stopped yourself.
Because Kurt Hawkins has not, well, isn't it on a streak that he hasn't won and something like that? Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. I just think with this, I'm already predisposed not to like the Iconics. I know that. Wrestling ability. Look, their promo thing is fun. Promo thing is fun.
I'm not going to say this match was like an amazing match or anything like that, but that wasn't what it was intended to. That wasn't what it was intended to be.
Right, and it was interesting because Ryan, you go back again and talk about this idea of whether they're vacillating between hero and face all the time, or face and heel all the time. Asuka did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Becky beats Peyton Royce, challenge. She actually verbally in English challenges one of them to step up. Peyton comes in, she beats Peyton cleanly and does the whole disarm bar, and then or disarm her, and then Asuka just jumps in the ring, starts yelling Japanese,
which was awesome.
Yeah, and then calls up and then runs and grabs Billie Kay and throws her into the ring. I don't know how that's a sanctioned match.
I don't know.
She didn't sign the contract or agree to it. No GM came out and said the match is happening. A bell just rang and it went home.
But I was like, is anyone going to really disagree with Asuka when she's screaming angry Japanese at them?
So.
You're not going to. Yeah. She'll kick your face off if you do.
That's right. The Empress of Tomorrow stuff. Don't mess.
But yeah,
because clearly they weren't ready for a match. They weren't ready for Asuka.
No, I thought the same thing when I was watching it. I laughed at that. I was like, I don't think that's allowed, but
okay,
you know, go,
a bell Asuka. As soon as a bell rings,
yeah, go for it. I guess. Yeah. You know.
But I did like the fact that it had her try the disarm her, and it didn't work.
Yes,
and she had to use her own Asuka lock to get the victory. So and then Becky sliding in to challenge her. So it was a overall great segment, and the Iconics served their purpose. I just don't think, I don't know. If you're trying to promote them getting squashed doesn't help promote them overall. So if that's what they're going to be, then great. I can put them in that context. They're going to be glorified jobbers.
And
that's okay.
I look at them less as glorified jobbers as you describe them, and more so as like I look at them more so as like what was their name? It wasn't the Dirt Sheet, but it was when Miz and John Morrison were a tag team. Like young prospects who aren't necessarily seen as main event talent yet, or seen as like upper echelon talent, but they're grooming them. They're entertaining on the microphone, and they have ideas for them for the future. Like they want them there. They have ideas for them for the future.
Yeah, sure.
So
they're pretty ladies. So that makes sense.
They're giving them the experience. So I don't know. I'm not as hard on them for a one-minute
I know
match.
You aren't, but you are hard on other people, and I want that clear.
Not for matches.
Come on, you're hard on some people.
But for match-wise?
No, I mean overall
going on matches. Characters is different.
Yeah, okay.
Not on the wrestlers.
See, and that's the difference between you and me. Like characters, I can forgive a little more. Yeah. But with wrestling, I get a little more like.
See, for me, it's because the characters are the scripted part of things.
Yeah. Like, so you think you've had time to work on it? Well, you've had time to work on wrestling matches.
Not the same though. Like that's an impromptu thing that not impromptu. Sorry, but that's like an organic thing that happens in the ring. Mistakes happen. Things can happen. It's almost like ballet or dancing or ice skating or something like that. I know it's more athletic than that, but you know what I mean? Like it's like things can happen. Mistakes can happen. Organic things happen during wrestling matches that aren't always scripted.
You're right. That's true.
The character side of things, that is pre-planned by a group of people that write television. Right. So that's why I find it, that's why I prefer to critique a character versus someone's in-ring talent. Because one, I could never do what they did in the ring. So I hate telling someone who, I hate telling someone who I could never do what they do, what they're doing wrong. Because that's just how I look at it, right? Okay. That's just me. But the character-wise, I know I could write television. I maybe haven't been like a television writer. Everybody, I worked on TV. I've worked in television just my whole life. Yeah. I'm much more comfortable critiquing characters and such than someone's in-ring skill.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We're different in that way.
I'm different than most wrestling fans in that way.
That's cool. But I like that. But once again, I'm going to give them props with what the promo was great. Yeah. Very funny ending on the Iconic thing, pushing them, being in the tag team match that's going to have an Elimination Chamber. I guess they're announcing that they're going to be in it.
Did they say that? I must have. They announced they're in the match?
They're going to win the Royal Rumble, they said. Then they're going to go on and be the tag team champions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I think they're going to be in the Evolution thing, maybe, or in the Elimination Chamber thing. So we'll see. I don't know. It didn't 100% say for sure.
It wasn't clear 100%.
Right.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
And they did their job, and there it was, and so we moved on to AJ Styles, doing a little, trying to imitate the promo that Daniel Bryan did from the merchandising table, but then Daniel Bryan in a hood sneaks in, beats him up right by the table, but then AJ gets the best of him and douses him in those chemicals that Bryan hates so much. Yeah, that was really funny.
Two things. First, Do you think the hot dog thing was a play off of Trump getting all the fast food?
Oh, wow. It didn't even occur to me.
Because they had that tape. It didn't occur to me to watch it, but I saw someone brought it up on Twitter after the fact.
Interesting.
It's an account. I think it was Boss Moz that I follow. But
okay.
I mean, there were all those pictures all over Twitter of Trump standing there with a table full of hamburgers.
I tweeted one, and I was like, this is just this says so much.
You know what's funny? And I've tried so hard to stay away from political talk.
Of course.
For the first time in Trump's political runner, I was like, I think people are being a little too hard on Trump here.
Well, it's the appearance of the thing, right?
But
if Vince brought you to his house and served you McDonald's, you'd be like, Vince.
I'm just saying, if Obama had done the same thing, if Obama had done the exact same thing, let's say the government was shut down, Obama did the exact same thing. You're telling me all the articles wouldn't have been like, look at this red thing where Obama gave fast food to all these players. Yeah. It wouldn't have been like,
that's fair.
What an asshole.
No, I think that's absolutely fair.
Right?
But why? Because context.
And I get it. I understand the context.
Because it'd be like he's down with the brothers who play on the team and blah blah blah. He's like he gets McDonald's. He loves McDonald's. He wants he's a
real dude.
Yeah, he's a real dude. Right. When Trump does it, it feels like clumsy. It feels like because he's never had McDonald's. A billionaire is not rolling through the drive-thru.
Well, to be fair though, he does like fast food. Like, didn't he post that like tostada thing once from like a fast food place?
Yeah,
like,
but how much do you know it's true or not true?
Regardless,
you know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying
he's a wrestling character.
If I went to your house, right?
Yeah.
And I rolled in and you had $5,000 plate like silver platters full of Big Macs, I'd be like, Rocha knows how to party, dude. I wouldn't be as like. I swear, I just thought to myself, I was like, I went to the White House and it was like a King Ralph situation where like there's just burgers everywhere. I'd be like, sick, dude.
Look,
fast food party at the White House.
Once again, context. King Ralph serving McDonald's, I'm down with. Not Donald Trump. Look, and the thing for me, and I know people, I tweeted about it, it's just funny, but for me, it was more a matter of like, that McDonald's been sitting there for a long time.
The only argument was that
McDonald's past 5-10 minutes is a waste of your time.
The argument there, I agree with because sitting McDonald's is not good McDonald's.
Nope.
I love McDonald's.
Those fries become just glorified wet pieces of paper.
Like McDonald's hooks me up with free stuff sometimes.
What?
Yeah, they'll send me stuff like in the mail when they're doing like cool PR campaigns and stuff, and I'll get like free Big Macs. Awesome. Love McDonald's. Probably wouldn't want one like an hour or two later.
Yeah,
cold.
that's what I'm saying. Not even an hour, 20 minutes.
I agree with you on that front.
Because they were doing photo ops, and they were bringing stuff in and bringing it back out, bringing them and bringing it back out.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If we had a credit card and we went on that same exact spree and put it on a table and posted it on the internet, the internet would be calling it the coolest thing ever. They'd be like, those guys went on a massive McDonald's spree.
No one can ever say I'm not willing to have the conversation and they hear both sides. That's true. I hear that, and I do agree that if Obama had done it, people would be like, oh, this is cool.
Coolest dude.
Right.
This president rocks.
He's
a
chill
real dude.
Right. Because Obama comes from humble beginnings.
Yes.
But you get Trump comes a billionaire or a millionaire.
Cheap asshole.
Yeah. Right.
Who shut the government down and doesn't want to give these college football players the meal they deserve. Yeah. They're college people.
Couldn't go to Applebee's, man.
Like when I was in college, if I had walked into a table full of fast food, I'd have been pumped.
Yeah.
Table full of fast food. Don't be ungrateful. Some people don't even have that. Come on.
Some people don't even have that.
You know what I mean, man? Some people be killed for a Big Mac. You know what I mean, man? So that's how I felt about it. But I did wonder.
Fair enough. I'm glad we went on that tangent.
Yeah. But I did wonder while watching this. I thought to myself, I wonder if they did this because of the Trump thing. Like, it did look a lot like that.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I wasn't sure. Other thing was, did you see Daniel Bryan's tweets after this segment?
No, I didn't.
Oh, they're so good. He went full heel where he was like, you should be able to pull it up.
Okay.
It was basically talking about how he posted like a PETA video, and he was like, "If you're okay with hot dogs, like this is how they're made." And it was like a full video from PETA like on how they're made and stuff. And then he followed it up with another tweet with like a piglet and Winnie the Pooh meme.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there it is. Pooh, will my slaughter be humane? I don't know, Piglet. Do you want to live? Yes, I do. I want to live. Then no, little buddy, it won't be humane. Oh, Lord.
I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my God.
And what did the first one say?
Yeah, shame on both AJ Styles and WWE for encouraging people to eat hot dogs. Pigs are smarter. Pigs are smarter than dogs, yet you would all be up in arms if they did this to your pets. Oh my God. This is pretty graphic.
You went in on it.
Yikes.
I mean, I know Daniel Bryan's all about that life, so but yeah. I liked it. It was a very good heel move. I like when people, I like effective heels taking their effective heelish behavior to social media, and Daniel Bryan's doing a great job with that.
Exactly.
So yeah, I thought it was a good segment, good playoff last week, fun visual. I was a fan of it.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next thing, and that is Samoa Joe with Mustafa Ali. Samoa Joe destroying Mustafa Ali before the match even got a chance to get started, and Mustafa, to his credit, once again, taking those bumps like crazy off those ring posts. Really great stuff. And Samoa seamlessly working in these area of wrestlers that normally you wouldn't think Joe or a guy of his size would be in. He's doing great work here, man.
Yeah, really good. I like this because it's a feud that, like, if they're going to feud.
Yeah, I think they have to now.
Money feud.
Yeah,
well, because sometimes like they do these things so that there's a lot of stuff happening for the Rumble. You know, so then like there's like a lot of animosity.
Oh, I see. So that when they're going at each other in the Rumble. So that when they're
in the ring at the same time, it's a thing or something like that. Sometimes I see it. Or like Samoa Joe beats a bunch of people up and then in the ring alone, Mustafa Ali's music hits. And then they do stuff like that.
Good point.
So I don't know if that's where this is going. I hope that it's leading to an actual feud between the two.
Yeah. Me too.
It's funny. These videos get posted on the Collider podcast page. And I do forget that I talk very fast sometimes. I get a little excited. I talk very fast. And since they get posted on the Collider podcast page, there's people there who are less familiar with me that are seeing the show for the first time. And yesterday's show was like, hey, can you guys talk a little slower? Jesus Christ.
I apologize for our rapidity of talking.
But I am definitely the biggest offender of it, so I apologize.
Don't let it get heated.
But I hope that definitely we were getting heated, and people seem to like yesterday's episode.
That was a good episode.
It was a good episode. But I like this. I think that it's a fresh matchup. It's one of those things where I go, okay, bringing Mustafa Ali was a fresh move.
Yeah.
Doing a feud with Joe, fresh move as well. Yep. I like it. I think that it's something we haven't seen. I'm super into it. I think that Joe is working at the best he's worked in his career right now. I think that Mustafa Ali is on the upward rise. And I think that only good things can come out of pairing them against each other.
I agree. This is going to be so much fun to see how it goes down because you've got two different styles of wrestling, but they're both equally efficient and powerful and can cause any kind of damage through a match. And you're excited to see what they can do. And it'll push Mustafa Ali, which is great.
Yep, kind of similar to the Becky Lynch thing of like,
yes, exactly.
He's going to have to elevate his game.
Exactly, and Joe is going to be probably tested in a lot of ways in the ring. You know, the results are scripted, but the other stuff is either talked about or organically done in the ring.
Yeah.
So the great ones know how to call a match as the match is happening.
Yeah.
And that's what you hear from people, like whispering in the ear, doing the cussing. They know how to do that. And I think Joe's going to take Mustafa Ali to the next level in that way.
And I think that
such a veteran.
You know, I like that Mustafa Ali is being paired with like indie wrestling legends right now.
Yeah.
You know, first it was Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, and now Samoa Joe. I mean, those three are the indie wrestling legends. You know, I mean, they're WWE. They're WWE legends at this point too. Well, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Samoa Joe's on the rise, but I mean, AJ Styles has had a remarkable WWE career so far.
Agreed.
Daniel Bryan is 100% a WWE legend at this point.
Yeah.
And Samoa Joe will be there by the end of his career. So I mean, the fact that Mustafa Ali is getting that big of a rub right away is so great for his career. Yeah, only mean good things for his future.
Yep.
I also wonder if Joe had any part of being like pushing forward a little bit because it seems like Daniel pushed for Mustafa Ali a little bit to get him on the main roster. I was listening to some interview he did. I forget which one it was, but he basically said that it sounded like he believes that Daniel was a big proponent of getting him onto the SmackDown roster.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that. All right. So we'll see going forward how that plays out with their rivalry, but I'm looking forward to them being really big parts of SmackDown. Okay. Let's get to it. The Mandy Rose thing. What happened here with this? And did this feel as flaccid as the ending of the Aiden English, Lana Rusev situation, supposed infidelity situation? Or did you like the way this ended? Because Rose got the best of Naomi.
Before we get into that,
okay,
how come people weren't as angry about this as they were about the Alexa Bliss thing? because her back wasn't being shown, Mandy? It was like just as sexy.
Well, yeah, but Mandy's always traded on that. Alexa never has. Once again, context. Alexa's never traded on her sexiness. Mandy has.
I mean, she talked about how good her butt is in the ring before.
Her biscuit butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like conversation. She doesn't come out to that music like, Mandy. No. And comes out on the ring with like her leg up. She doesn't do any of that shit.
Can't say
or like Velvet Sky, who used to come out with her butt and let the pigeons fly.
Fair.
Like,
okay.
She doesn't do any of that.
Pigeons
which
fly.
is my, I think it was whoever Taz or somebody who said, let the pigeons fly. But I used to look, can we have a second?
Yes.
How has Velvet never coming? You want to talk about somebody with a great character, good in-ring skills, been a champion. How has she never gone to WWE or anything like that?
Yeah,
would she be an All Elite? Like this, you know, she's married to Bully Ray. Bully Ray must have connections all over the place.
Yeah, I also think that it's a younger style now in the ring. Like, I'm not saying she's like old or anything like that, but I do think that her time has passed a little bit in terms of like her prime. So I do think that if it was ever going to happen, it's probably not going to happen now, you know?
Damn it.
I do think that they should have brought her in when Bully Ray wanted to be Bully Ray, though.
Yeah.
That should have happened. They should have made him Bully Ray. They should have brought Velvet in. They should have done him. They should have had him be a top heel on one of the shows. It would have made sense. I still don't understand why they didn't.
It's amazing how many TNA female wrestlers never got to the WWE. Or maybe I don't know my history, but I don't remember.
There's a good few, yeah.
Who else was in the Beautiful People with Velvet Sky?
Angelina Love.
Angelina Love's never been, right?
No.
And who was the small girl that was always with that came in as
Madison
the third?
Rain.
Madison Rain.
She was in the Mae Young Classic.
Oh, okay. She was in the Mae Young Classic. How interesting.
Yeah.
And then Lacey Von Erich.
Yeah, but she wasn't that great.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see, Ryan. Why was she not that great?
Even character-wise.
You're insane. She was great in the character.
Oh, get out of here. Name one thing you remember about Lacey besides the way she looked, Rocha.
Her hair.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Lacey was great. I love Lacey. Lacey's
I like
beautiful.
Lacey Evans, but
I wanted Lacey to be more part of it.
Lacey Von Erich, not Lacey Evans. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lacey Von Erich. Yeah.
I liked Lacey. Lacey Von Erich was fun, but I don't think it's fair to say that she missed out on some big shot. And I think the Von Erichs are one of the most intriguing stories in all of wrestling.
Oh yeah, of course.
But what happened after she left? It's not like she kept wrestling.
No, she didn't. That's right. I think she got married, had kids, and just kind of.
I honestly don't know.
I don't remember though. But Velvet is the one that I always come whenever I see, because I follow Velvet. Because I loved her on TNA. When I was watching TNA, Velvet was great, and I always wondered why she never made that jump. Whether it was like she never wanted to jump,
but she also was.
She became champion. She fought Mickie James in TNA.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She was at a certain time for a period of time. She was an integral part of Impact Wrestling.
Yes.
So I think she might have been similar to like an Abyss, where like she was happy being there. You know?
Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, Abyss. But I also think Abyss wouldn't have transferred. I mean, there was too much.
They tried.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Damn.
He turned them down.
Turned them down.
Yeah.
Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah. They wanted to put him up against Undertaker.
I thought they wouldn't turn him down because. I thought they would turn him down because of the Mankind similarities and all that kind of jazz.
He turned them down.
How interesting.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Maybe there's some people that just don't want to go in that place. All right, but good to go.
Kenny Omegas of the world.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait a few more weeks, I guess. But
all right. Well, this whole segment, what did you think
Mandy,
of it?
okay,
yeah. So Mandy, let's get.
Sorry, we never actually got into Mandy. Okay, Mandy.
Yeah.
It's tough for me when you're supposed to switch your perspective of the wrestler's awareness of the camera.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay.
That was one thing that as a producer, I don't think everyone struggles with it. I was talking this with my girlfriend last night, and she was like, well, not everyone has made television, so not everyone thinks that way. So, when they're ignoring the camera here that's in front of them, but freaking out about the camera there that popped out for 1 second, you're like, it creates, for me, as someone who thinks about camera angles and things of that nature, it does create this like confusing thing. You're like, well, why would you care about the paparazzi that jumped out? There's a camera in front of your face. Also, if we're supposed to believe that you might be cheating on your girlfriend or your wife right now, once again, there's a camera in front of you that you brought to the room.
Yeah, that would have all the evidence.
That would have all the evidence. What? And it's funny because I was in the midst of tweeting like, Jimmy Uso doesn't care about video camera in front of him, cares about photography of him. And then I was like, you know what? Wait a second. As I was typing it out like the rest of Twitter, I was like, well, I bet you we're supposed to think that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to know that he's not that stupid.
Right.
And that Naomi's around the corner. And sure enough, Naomi popped out around the corner, did her Kill Bill thing, and attacked. So I didn't dislike the segment.
Okay.
I actually, I laughed. I was entertained by it because it's just so absurd, and it was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, this is one of those things where you just have to be like, okay, I'm watching absurd television.
I'm in. We'll see what happens.
We're just gonna see what happens. Yeah, I'm laughing. Whatever. It's a beautiful woman, fun storyline.
Right.
Like these are soap opera things that I'm okay with. So I was entertained by it, but yeah, the camera angle thing is the most difficult for me because I just go like, well, why that? But that? Like, are we supposed to not think about that? But I do think that there is a large portion of the people in the rest of the world who don't think that way. Who are not thinking, because if that were the case, then you would think that about everything you watch on television. You go like, well, they always have the camera, and wouldn't they always say that? And you go, well, no, it's different because there's sometimes when they talk to the camera, or they are aware of the camera, or we see the camera, so it's a little bit different of an idea in your head.
Right, because if we see them seeing the camera, then everyone knows the camera is there.
Yes.
We're all in on the situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I also thought it was way too similar to the segment that wasn't that long ago between Lana and Enzo.
That's what. Right.
Because it was like she invited Enzo over. Enzo came in, and then Rusev came in and beat Enzo, if I recall correctly.
Right. She was seducing him, and then Rusev was there waiting for him. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So I thought it was a little too similar to that, especially when you. I'm not going to keep harping on that, but I just think that it was very similar to an angle that wasn't that long ago. Because even my girlfriend, when I brought it up to her, I showed it to her. She saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And she even said the same thing. She was like, isn't this kind of like that thing they did with Enzo a few years ago? And I was like, man, even my girlfriend, who's not like hardcore watcher of it, recognized that it looked exactly the same as that thing. So I think it was a little too similar to that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm okay with them injecting a little bit of sexiness back into the show.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a bad thing. Okay. Like, I don't.
And this picks up from the conversation from yesterday.
Yeah, okay. This picks up from the conversation yesterday, but like, injecting sexiness a little bit back into the show isn't a problem. Like, I at least in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think this segment is different than Alexa's segment. I do. Because Mandy was the one inviting the person into the hotel room. Whereas in the Alexa segment, the guy barreled into the room. Yes, did he say, I'm knocking the door, I'm coming in? But yes, but he never heard a confirmation from her, come in. He just came in. Said he was coming in and came. With this, she gave the key to Jimmy. Now, Naomi wasn't invited, but Naomi invited herself. That's fair. And Jimmy invited Naomi too.
I just felt like the image of two women rolling around on a hotel bed while one of them is in her underwear is much cooler for if we're talking about like
I don't mind that.
Wait, we're fast. Yeah. If we're talking about like, well, children are going to see that, you know?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
We're like,
time for me to take my medicine. Yeah.
We're like, children are going to see that. Do we want children seeing that? Yeah, I don't care if my kid's seeing someone's back. I don't have a kid. If I had a kid, my kid's seeing someone's back. Do I? And to be honest with you, Naomi rolling around in a tight jumpsuit with a girl who's in her underwear on a bed in a hotel room while a camera films it is way more of an adult thing to watch than Alexa Bliss's back. And everyone's like, oh, that's cool, fine. I just don't understand why one's worse than the other.
Okay. I will explain why it doesn't.
No, I heard what you said. I get it, because you said the barging in thing, it's a little more.
Well, no, but also because Naomi's wearing full clothes from top to bottom.
But Mandy's in her underwear.
Mandy's in her underwear, but her underwear is in the same style as her in-ring gear.
But
so she's not revealing anything extra.
Bed.
Well, they're fighting on a bed. They're not rolling around suggestively. They're fighting on a bed.
You don't think that was rolling around suggestively?
No, because they're punching each other, so it's a fight.
If that was if your girlfriend caught you doing that.
With another dude?
No, girl.
Punching another girl?
No, your girlfriend.
Look, you can't put the context in and put all the facts in.
If your girlfriend, if you're Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, sure. I wish it was that cool. Yeah. He's cool.
And there's Mandy, and your wife is your girlfriend is in on this.
Yeah.
Right? And she comes in and beats up Mandy because she would.
She would.
She would.
She would cut her.
She'd cut, exactly.
She would cut her.
Exactly. She'd cut her.
It wouldn't be sexy.
It wouldn't be sexy. This was clearly rolling around in a bed to be sexy, and no one really cared.
I didn't think it was rolling in a bed to be sexy. They're fighting.
They would have slammed a vase over her head. She would have cut her, like you said.
That might have been the next step.
Tossed her out the fucking window.
That might have been next, but Mandy ran out. That might have been the next but Mandy ran out.
All right.
No, listen, I get your point. I'm not trying to. We're having a healthy discussion about it.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, we're having a good discussion about it. I just didn't find it second, but I can see how some people could.
Yeah.
So it's it's not your point doesn't have validity.
I did enjoy the segment though. I didn't hate it. The only thing I hated was the camera thing. And I did find it funny that they were promoting Temptation Island around around this, because I did watch part of that show. It is wild. I forgot how wild that show was, because I only watched it when I was a kid.
Okay.
And not like I have a total memory of it.
You mean the ads came on?
Like if I recall during the segment, it said Temptation Island underneath it. Like it was like a full advertisement for Temptation Island. But then I watched the actual reality show too after. It's wild. Some wild stuff on there, man. Oh, man, those guys are going to cheat on their girlfriends. It's going to be bad.
I don't even know why you stay with somebody who does that. The second you get, hey, baby, I'm going to be on Temptation Island. Bye-bye.
No, they're both on it.
Oh, so they're going to cheat on each other.
Dude,
why would you even do it? You know you're going to lose your relationship.
So it's couples that are on the verge.
Oh, on the verge of breaking up.
Yeah, that don't know if they want to continue together or break up. And so they come there, I think it's like 4 couples or something like that. And then, so they come to the show, and then they get split up for a month.
Okay.
And when they get split up, the guys go into this house where it's a bunch of single women in the house.
Okay.
And the girls go into this house where it's a bunch of single guys in the house.
Right.
And they get a month to just like.
So the whole point, though, is to try to hook up.
The point is
to make a hookup happen, I guess, by the producers and the show.
The producers in the show want
to see hookups.
Break up these couples.
They want to break up these couples.
The couples are there to test their relationship.
Oh, for God's sakes!
There's a couple where you're like, I don't know, they're gonna cheat, but there was one they were arguing literally every second, so they're totally gonna cheat on each other. It was the best. They were literally like supposed to be saying bye, and they're just arguing while saying bye to each other, and you're like, those people are going to cheat on each other.
I've been in those relationships. They're the worst.
They're the worst.
They're the worst. I'm sure you guys have been to or watching. Like when you're in that, when you're either having sex or fighting, those are the worst relationships, and they do not last. You will not marry that person. Trust me. You will. It'll blow up in some situation. You're out, and you're out. All right, so we're done with that segment. Let's move. Real quick.
Oh, yes.
Do you think this helps Jimmy in any way? Because it keeps him in the conversation, like as a singles guy. Because like his brother isn't coming along with him, and yes, they were there together on the photo shoot when he got the key. But his brother doesn't come along with him. So is this their way of kind of separating Jimmy a little bit to have his own little mini singles push?
I don't know.
Okay. Because they're great together as tag team.
But I've also said on here many times that I think Jimmy could be a good singles talent.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with someone last night, and I said the same thing because I was wondering. This would end and they actually, it was their idea. It's not, I'm not stealing their idea, but they said to me something along the lines of like, I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what if it ended with, this all ends with like Naomi rushing in once to like think she's actually catching Jimmy in bed, but it's been Jay who's been hooking up with Mandy this whole time, and Jay pairs up with Mandy, has the heel turn, and they go that direction. But they are a linchpin of like the tag team division. So I don't think they're gonna do that. But I like that idea in my head.
That idea too.
I was like, oh, that'd be so good.
Did you like Sonya? Did you like Sonya's comments to Mandy about it?
I thought it was. If anything, I thought it was because maybe they're setting her up for a face turn.
Yeah.
And I do think that would be the best way. I don't think she's clicking as a heel.
No, she's not a heel. People like her.
Yeah, people like her.
Plus, she's an LGBTQ representative.
Same thing. Like, they've never really had like a face, openly gay person like in the company, openly gay wrestler in the company. They had Darren Young, but it was never talked about. It's been talked about with Sonya before.
Yeah, many times.
Kind of, at least. So, I think that she'd be better suited in a face role.
I thoroughly agree.
Yeah, so I if it's going that direction, I like it because I like when there's more character building going on.
I just wonder what's going to happen to their Instagram show about donuts if they break up.
I cover a lot of things, and I could care less about their donut show. I thought about watching it, and I'm like, I've
watched their donut show because it's their personality.
All the shows that you watch that wrestlers you watch their donut show.
It's an Instagram story.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm on the shitter. I got to watch something. I'll be honest with you. I watch it sometimes there. So their show is enjoyable, and they have great chemistry, those two. They really have legitimate friendship.
I would check it out then.
No, I'm saying,
Well, you gave it a good review.
Right,
now I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Well, at least somebody respects my reviews in this fucking place. All right, let's move on to Rey Mysterio taking on Andrade and Almas. This was. You could argue if this was at a pay-per-view, this would be a match of the year, pay-per-view match of the year. It was so incredible. So many phenomenal moves. And this is what happens when they take the chains off two incredible wrestlers and let them wrestle their style fully and freely, man. It was so much back and forth, so many great moves. Corey Graves summed it up perfectly. They have counters for moves that I've never even seen before.
So true.
It's so fantastic.
These two guys, like you said, taking the chains off of them, man, and letting them go is like a joy to watch. I mean, these two, you can always tell when someone's really motivated.
Yeah.
You can tell when a wrestler's like really motivated. You could tell here that Andrade was pumped to wrestle Rey.
Yeah.
And that Rey was pumped to wrestle Andrade.
Yeah,
like
sure.
that this guy is like, you know, the future, this guy could be the future of Mexican wrestling, you know? And so, so I think that both of them elevated their game.
Yeah.
You know, like we talked about, kind of talked this whole episode of people, you know, having to step up to the other person, and this was like a perfect example of that, of just like going out there and having an athletic match. Like I assumed they were gonna have 10-minute match at the most. They had like a full 20-minute match.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Commercials and big spots and building stuff. You know, building from a slow start to a heavy finish. You know. I even gave you a reason to want to see more after that, you know, because of the finish. I just think it was so expertly put together, and I think that it is insane when you think about the fact that Rey Mysterio is 44 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when I was younger and there were guys the same age, like Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio at the top, you know, some of the guys who had already been at the top of the mountain, you know? And you see them there. They weren't doing maneuvers like Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio do. Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio are putting on the caliber of matches in 2019 at their age, or 18, whatever. It's insane, dude. Like, it is insane. You know, you kind of laughed at me when I said it earlier in the office when we were talking briefly, but, like, I honestly believe that Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho should be considered, like, in the top 5 wrestlers of all time. Like,
I wouldn't say that. I didn't laugh at you. I was more like shocked by that statement.
Shocked by it. I'm not making fun of you, but surprised by it. And I just think it's because, like, when you put together, like, their matchography, when you look at, like, let's just say Rey Mysterio for now, because I think Chris Jericho should be in that conversation as well.
Jesus,
your damn pills, you got to take those pills.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But when you look at, like, their list of matches, and you just look at, like, the caliber of work they've put on for the amount of time they've put it on. Look, I'm not saying they're ahead of Ric Flair.
No, of course
not. And I'm not saying like I guess I should say like the best in-ring wrestlers of all time. Like when it comes to the actual wrestling, like not necessarily like the most famous wrestlers of all time or the most, you know, the best characters of all time, which they are, I think, kind of, but especially with Chris Jericho. But I just, I look at them and I see a match like yesterday, and you go, and I say to myself, like, man, there's not a lot of wrestlers at 44 years old who have been wrestling as long as Rey Mysterio has. He's probably been wrestling, what, 3 decades, something like that.
Like his son is about to debut somewhere down the road.
Yeah. So wrestling that long of time and still putting on a match like Rey Mysterio put on last night on SmackDown. I was sitting there watching it going, I don't know anyone. I can't believe there isn't. I hope there's not anyone who doesn't think that Rey Mysterio is one of the best wrestlers of all time.
I agree. Well, Christian is not the biggest fan of
Neither is Kevin Silva, my other old co-host. He's not a big fan.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And he's Mexican. At least Christian's not Mexican. Kevin Silva's Mexican. He should have respect for Rey Mysterio.
Ryan, we're both Latinos. We know Latinos, for whatever reason, will hate other Latinos who are successful or popular or good at what they do for whatever reason. They will not support them.
It's not, to be fair with Kevin, it's not a Latino thing. It's if I recall, it's like he feels, I forget exactly what Kevin thinks, but it's not that. It's Kevin does at least have like reasoning behind it. Whatever it is, I don't agree with him.
Right.
But I do think that Rey Mysterio is one of the best of all time. I think Chris Jericho is too. I mean, when you look at like the body of work that he's put on for as long as he has, with the competitors he's put on, the name value he's able to continue to have in different countries, in this country, I just think all around you go like, man, like, show me who's better than those. I know there's some, but like,
no.
Don't try and tell me there's a lot better than them.
Do you think Eddie would still be wrestling now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, right?
I also was wondering if Ray felt Eddie vibes from Andrade.
Oh, that's possible.
Because you look at they're similar looking. You know, there is some similarity between the two a little bit. Cockiness, the looks, all that. I think that
It feels like Eddie and Alberto Del Rio combo.
Yeah, I can see that.
Those two, because his body's longer than Eddie's. He's not going to be like ripped like Eddie got and stocky like that. But he's got fluid moves, but he's got all the high-flying stuff that Eddie had.
Yes.
And the inventiveness of Eddie's repertoire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's that swagger. Yeah. That Eddie swagger, you know? That Hurricane Rana was insane.
The crucifix bomb.
The crucifix bomb.
Holy mackerel.
But that Hurricane Rana, like that's not something you see very often.
Nope.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Like that, the room for error there is huge. Like that could have ended horribly.
Yeah,
horribly.
And you ask yourself, who makes that move?
Right?
Like who controls that move as it goes on?
Like it's a lot of both.
Yeah.
Because there has to be so much trust in those performers to be able to go for that. Like, the fact that Rey Mysterio at his age is trusting that Andrade will catch him in that position is crazy. Because if he didn't, he could have been so badly hurt. And that's crazy to me. I mean, the fact that they trusted each other enough to do that is mind-blowing to me. The fact that Rey Mysterio trusted himself enough to not land on his neck doing that, insane to me. And also that other spot they did where Rey was on Andrade's shoulders and they dump out of the ring and then Andrade landed on his knee and stood up and then powerbombed him on the ground. I was just like, at my desk, I try to be quiet when I'm watching wrestling as much as possible. I loudly went, ah! like when I watched it because I was blown away by that. So this match was awesome. Also, what did you think about them getting rid of his name? Did you notice that?
Which one?
Andrade.
They got rid of Cien Almas?
Yep.
So what is it? Just Andrade?
Just Andrade. You didn't notice that last night?
I didn't notice.
It was real. It was.
Damn, I was so caught up in the fact that the anticipation for the match, I didn't even notice.
I wrote it during the match, so that's why I had to kind of go back and rewatch the match after the show. But yeah, if you notice, the match graphics didn't say Andrade Cien Almas anymore. It just said in big letters Andrade. His WWE.com profile only says Andrade now. Wow. Yeah, they got rid of all the Cien Almas dropped. Only Andrade.
I wonder.
You know,
Cien Almas is an NXT thing. Maybe Andrade is, you know.
I thought about it. I honestly think it's the best decision.
Okay.
I don't think they went with the right name.
Oh, okay.
I think they
You would have gone with Cien Almas instead?
I would have gone with Cien Almas.
I can definitely hear arguments for that because Cien Almas is a great name if you translate it in Spanish too, and the way it sounds, it's fantastic.
Andrade is just kind of like bland.
Yeah, and I wonder if they did Andrade to kind of reference Andre the Giant, like you in your mind.
I didn't even think about that.
Your mind just goes to that. Andrade. Like it's just a couple of letters, and so you wonder if maybe that was going to the thinking.
I honestly think that it's too wordy.
Yeah, okay.
It's wordy.
Andrade Cien Almas?
Andrade Cien Almas is very wordy. Like even when I have to write it in headlines on the website, I hate it. I'm always like Andrade or like Almas. I'm like, oh fuck, that's sick. They're taking up a lot of space. They're all long words.
Yeah, when your title can only be so long.
That's what I mean. Like my headline can only be so long. You're like, Andrade Cien Almas says, just right there alone is long. Like, you know? So I'm like, man, or in the URL, like I'm trying to make the URL as short as possible. It's like Andrade Cien Almas this, that. Then I'm like, that's a long ass headline or URL or whatever. So yeah, I think in the long run's for the best. Personally, I would have went with Cien Almas, but I think it was the best call.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we'll see how it goes down. El Idolo is still there, though, right? El Idolo is.
I'm sure that's like the name he's going to call himself.
Okay, all right. Oh, because Zelina uses it all the time in the interviews.
El Idolo Andrade. Does that sound weird?
No, but I mean it's a nickname. It's not
does that sound? How do you say like El Idolo Andrade? I guess.
No. I mean, I just mean they would just call him El Idolo in the like with the Rock. They would go Brahma Bull. Like it's not the Brahma Bull Rock.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But they could use it
the Brahma Bull.
Right. They could use it in like promos.
Yeah, you're right.
She could say that, or he could say that. She was great, by the way, last night.
She was.
Really told the story of the match on the outside really well, living and breathing to every move and everything like that. So I love how much Zelina is becoming the focus. Zelina deserves it.
Absolutely. I also really like Rey Mysterio's Mohawk mask.
Oh yeah.
I don't think other people are as into it. But I think it's dope looking.
On the heels of the Captain Marvel trailer, with that helmet she has that looks like a Mohawk helmet, it absolutely evokes that when you watch it. So I think it was the right time to pull it out.
I think so too. I think it looks cool. It's a throwback to like I guess when he first started wrestling.
Yep, that's what I thought too when I saw that. I was like, holy shit, I remember those.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm into it. Also, he has so much gear. It's crazy. I said this before, but every time he's got a new one every time. That's a lot of gear.
It is.
It's a lot of gear.
It is. I'm trying to decide if I want to buy his new shirt or AJ's new shirt because they're both black with that green fluorescent green lettering on the front.
I don't know if I've seen the Rey Mysterio one.
Oh, it's the one he wears all the time with his mask on the front.
If that's the case, and I haven't remembered it, I say AJ. Yeah. The AJ shirt's cool. Okay. Or just get an All Elite Wrestling shirt.
I don't know. Ryan, hook me up. All right.
This was not free. I'm on it.
Yeah, I know you. The last thing was Miz with Shane McMahon coming out. So now, after this segment, officially Miz and McMahon are together. I guess it worked. If you persist, and when someone says no, if you just keep coming after them, I guess, they eventually wear down and do whatever you want them to do and then help you win a singles match against Sheamus. Shane put Cesaro through that cake and all that jazz. So
Shane put himself through the cake?
Well, fair enough. He put himself through the cake.
It's the dumbest cake kick I've ever seen. Why would you point the cake at yourself?
Yeah.
Like he kicked the cake into himself.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you turn it the other way to kick the cake into someone's face?
That's true.
I was like, I get that visually it's gonna look better.
Yeah.
But yes, the cake will explode because he kicked it.
Right.
But it made no sense. He literally just got his suit dirty.
Yeah, he did.
That's all he did was get his nice clothes dirty.
That's fair.
I hated it. Hated everything about this segment.
So the show was great, and then we had this segment.
This should be on Raw. This is the bad. If this was on Raw, everyone would be roasting it. Because everyone loves SmackDown, no one's really talking about how terrible this Shane Miz storyline is and how unentertaining it is to watch. I just liked everything about this segment, and I think The Miz is the best. I love The Miz.
He did a good job wrestling as a face.
He does such a good job trying to get it over.
Yeah,
it's not that Miz isn't entertaining. It's just that this entire storyline makes zero sense to me.
I was just about to come onto the side of the storyline after last week, and then, or the last couple of weeks rather, and then this happened, and I was like, oh man, this is just, it makes no sense overall. And what are you setting up here? Does Shane really need to be part of the wrestling thing?
Does Shane need to be a heel?
Does he need to have the belts? Yeah. Wasn't he just warring with Daniel Bryan and with AJ and with all these guys about who should be running the show and blah, blah, blah? Like, he's been a face so long. Why is he going to go heel, right? What's this all about? What's it setting up? It's just weird.
I really don't think that Shane is strong enough in character to help Miz turn face either. Like, I
feel like Miz turned face last night. The way he wrestled was a face wrestling thing.
But the fact that it wasn't like, but it wasn't that in your face. It was kind of like, well, I guess Miz is a face now.
Yeah, it's a subtle shift.
I don't like that. Like, that's such a weak way of that's such a gray. It's the gray area we complain about in reverse. Of a face acting like a heel. Yeah. So now we've got a heel acting like a face, and it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Everything about this Shane stuff, I can't stand it. I literally want to change the channel every time. Like, and I don't because I have to watch it, right. Like for work. But I just groan while watching it. I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, this is what you want. You had the opportunity to do this long of a storyline with Daniel Bryan and The Miz. Yep. This should have been Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
Yep.
Why isn't it? You want Miz to be a face. You wanted Daniel Bryan to be a heel. You got it.
Yeah.
Why don't you just let us do that for months to lead to WrestleMania? If this is all to build to a WrestleMania match, why wouldn't you just done that with Daniel Bryan? That's what everyone wanted to see.
It's a good point.
The Daniel Bryan, Miz switching roles was a very interesting concept. If this is all just to switch Miz so that he can do that for WrestleMania, I don't think it was necessary. You easily could have just switched the two, and it would have been just fine. Because Miz is that strong. Or sorry, Daniel is strong enough as a heel. Miz is strong enough, could be strong enough as a face. Pointing out, hey, I tried to warn you all about Daniel Bryan for 10 years now, and you didn't listen to me. That's an easy way to turn him face instead of this confusing, daddy-issued, bad tag team, crown jewel related storyline that's convoluted, that isn't that interesting. All around, I'm just like, I can't stand it. To be fair, I just talked about how much I loved SmackDown for an hour. So let me be angry. I can't, and I know I did it last week too, but I think it's okay. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I don't think you're in the minority at all, too. A lot of people that I've seen online hate it. And didn't like it and thought it was a waste and thought it was a flaccid way to end a fantastic show.
It was.
Especially on the heels of that incredible match between Cien Almas.
Just let that main event the show.
Yeah, Mysterio. That should have been the main event.
Why would Miz in his pants main event the show with that terrible cake kick?
Yep.
That was not going to be better than the two awesome wrestlers that you just had on.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I hated it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it.
Hated it. I don't disagree with you at all. I thought it was a waste of time and ridiculous. And there must have been a million other ways to turn him face that didn't feel clumsy or awkward or weird, and then mess with the son of the owner of the company and have him kind of turn, because isn't he still the owner of SmackDown or the GM of SmackDown, something like that? He's involved in it, right? Because he made Paige step down. So
we haven't seen her since.
We haven't seen her since. We got a moment of bliss, but we haven't got anything with Paige.
Stupid.
Which will be interesting. And I wonder if this is done, though, because Paige is about to go on like press tours for her movie.
It's possible.
And speaking of which, I will be there for a screening tomorrow night.
Oh, is that tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow night, 17th. I got invited. And I don't know if it's maybe through the show or whatever, but I got invited to come, so I'm going to go. Wrestling, Wrestling with Your Family, I think is what it's called. And so I'm going to see it tomorrow night. So if you follow me on Twitter, at The Rocha Says, I will do a review when the embargo goes up of the film if you're interested to see.
Are you going to be doing that review on Collider?
I have not been asked to, but
you want to write one for the site then? Just write one instead of Twitter. Write one for the site.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Okay. If that's allowed, then I don't have to go. Kill two birds with one stone. Great. Okay. Great.
Done and done.
Perfect.
That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works. All right, well, that's our Collider Body Slam SmackDown Live recap show. Bryan, where can people follow and look at all the stuff we do?
ProWrestlingSheet.com is the website. At Wrestling Sheet on social media. YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. That's where you can find all the videos that we make. You can find the recaps that we do here. Wrestling Sheet Radio, where we discuss all the top stories of the week. Other fun videos that I put together. Any exclusive other kind of content that comes around. That's where it goes. That's where all the video content is. If you're watching on there, hello. Thank you for watching on there. I appreciate it. Hello. While you're here, though, please make sure you subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Helps me grow this. Helps me convince the people here at Collider that there are wrestling fans out there. If you're watching in the Collider podcast feed as well, also hello.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching on YouTube. But we do have a Wrestling Sheet page itself. So go over there, subscribe, but make sure you guys like the videos. Make sure you guys comment. I read them all. Like I said, I saw all of you talking about how fast I talk. I saw all of you debating our opinions about the Alexa Bliss locker room segment during Raw. I'm sure it's going to be a similar conversation in the comments about the Mandy hotel room segment. So make sure you guys like the videos there. You leave comments. You share. If you like the show and you share it on social media, it means a lot to me. Word of mouth is really the only way these shows get spread about. Luckily, I was able to do that Jim Ross podcast. That got a few of you over here as well. So thank you for listening now and tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. But make sure you guys support when you can by subscribing and all that kind of stuff. And if you only want to listen to the audio of this stuff when you're driving and you maybe can't watch the YouTube video, go to our podcast feed. It's Wrestling Sheet Radio on Podcast One or just iTunes or all major podcast platforms. We're back on Spotify now. So make sure you guys go check out all that stuff as well and stay updated that way.
There you go. All right, that's everything. You can follow me, as I said, at The Rocha Says. Thanks, everybody, for watching this week, the Collider Body Slam SmackDown Live recap. We will see you next week with more recaps of Raw and SmackDown. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. We will talk to you soon.
ProWrestlingSheet.com